பித்தாய் பிறை சோடி பெருமானே அருளாலா எத்தான் மறவாதே நினைக்கின்றேன் மனதல் வைத்தாய் பெண்ணை தென்பால் என்னை நல்லோர் அருதுறையுள் அத்தான் உனக்கு ஆளாய் இனி அல்லேன் எனலாம் ஆமென். இல்லக விளக்குது இருள் கெடுப்பது சொல்லக விளக்குது சோதி உள்ளது பல்லக விளக்குது பலரும் காண்பது நல்ல விளக்குது நம சிவாயவே சிவாய நம ஓம் சிவாய நம ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம சிவாய நம சிவாய நம ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம சிவாய நம சிவாய நம ஓம் நம சிவாய
Check 1, 2. Sound check.
உடைய செவியன் இடையேறியோ மதிசூடி உடைய செவியன் இடையேறியோ மதிசூடி உடைய செவியன் இடையேறியோ மதிசூடி காருடைய துறை காருடைய துறை காருடைய துறை பொழிபோதில் உள்ளம் கவல்வன் மலராருடைய நாள் பணியே அது செய்த மலராருடைய நாள் பணியே அது செய்த Deva நீயே காற்றிலும் நீயே ஆதிலும் நீயே மண்ணிலும் நீயே சிவலிங்கநாதா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கநாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கநாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கநாதா. அருளருளே ஆனந்தத்தே அருளிருளே புறவரலாம் புகழ்கண்ணியே அம்பலத்தரசே அருளருளே ஆனந்தத்தே அருளிருளே புறவரலாம் புகழ்கண்ணியே மலை தருமகளே மறைமயிலே மதிமுகையாமுதே இளங்குயிலே மலை தருமகளே மறைமயிலே மதிமுகையாமுதே இளங்குயிலே ஆனந்த துணியே இளங்கிரியே அற்புதத்தேனே ஆனந்த துணியே இளம்பிரியே அற்புதத்தேனே அறைவானே அம்பலத்தரசே அருமருளே ஆனந்தத்தேனே அருளிருளே புறவரலாம் புகழ்கண்ணியே சிவ 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 சிவா சிவ சுந்தரகுள் சிதம்பரநாதா அம்பலருள்ள சிதம்பரநாதா சந்திர மந்திர சங்கரநாதா ஆனந்த பேரே Good afternoon to family and friends that's seated before me. Firstly, I'm not nervous because I'm lost for words. I'm not lost for words because I'm nervous. I'm lost for words because I'm heartbroken. I stand here before you today, saying or bidding farewell to our beloved Mr. Richard. He had a special place in everyone seated here before me. I'm sure many of you all can say that you shared beautiful memories with him that you'll hold and cherish in your hearts forever. So on that note, I would like to say, family and friends, good afternoon everyone. My name is Dominic and I'm honored to be leading today's service as we celebrate the life of Mr. Richard Paliam, a beloved husband, father, grandfather, brother, uncle, and to his nieces and nephews. Family and friends, I would like to thank you for coming to share your love and support. Firstly, before we begin, Just a few quick house rules. Family and friends, please ensure your phones are on silent and feel free to stand or sit where you're comfortable during the service. Also, please take note that there are toilets on my left if anyone needs to use the toilets. We're going to start off now with Mr. Deva Modli, who will be conducting the service and leading us in a few songs. Mr. Deva Modli, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Modley, for blessing us with that beautiful music. We'll now move on to the tributes from those who knew Richard well. First, we'd like to call Salvan Chetty. Salvan Chetty, to say a few words.
Yes.
Okay, friends and family, as we wait for Salvan Chetty to come through, we will ask Mr. George Naidu to come and share a few words for now.
Good evening to one and all. Today we honor our brother, a man of service, charity, joy. He gave selflessly to the community, lived with honesty and celebrated life to the fullest. He was also an amazing dad and a beloved husband who loved for his family was as strong as his love for life. Though my heart is heavy with sadness, I take this comfort. He fought a good life. His courage, generosity, and zest for life will remain with us always. Rest well, my brother. You lived fully, you gave fully, you never be forgotten. I love you very much, Richard. I love and miss you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother George, for those heartwarming words. We'll now call Salvan Chetty. Okay, friends and family, we're still trying to find Salvan. While we wait for Salvan again, we'll call our beloved Brother Richard's brother Dan to come forward and give a tribute to his brother.
My humble vanakkam, greetings to all. It's with a heavy heart that I have to speak about my brother. Richard is 4 years younger than me. He is the fourth child for us in our siblings. Fifth, and there's two more below him. And we come from a place born in Zululand called Amatikulu, and we were 7 siblings, and very poor background. And when we left Amatikulu in 1970, Richard was like 9 years old, and like every other little boy of that age, Richard was a naughty boy. He did all what other 9-year-olds would do, but he was exceptional. And we had a very strict mother, and we all had to toe the line. Richard was naughty, but I was also naughty, but I think Richard was a little bit more naughty than me. When we came to Chatsworth, he attended Donridge Primary, and then he attended Asoka High School. And Richard was, there was a time when Richard in high school, I won't say delinquent, but he had his naughty ways. And there was a very strict principal there that didn't like him. But two teachers used to love him. It was his maths teacher and his physics teacher. The reason why those teachers loved him was Richard was exceptional in maths and physics. So much so that his intelligence sometimes outwitted himself. Richard was a perfectionist. If you wanted something done, it must be done the way he wants it done. Even if I go there, if you don't like it, if he puts a wall up and that the wall is not right, he will break it down and he'll redo it himself. That's how Richard was. Anyway, when he left Asoka, he attended Samson's welding school and he became a welder, a qualified welder. He was not satisfied with that. But in his spare time, he used to repair cars. That's how Richard had the flair for being a motor mechanic. He would strip a Toyota early in the morning on a Saturday, and he'll take the engine out. He was so strong that he was able to carry that engine himself. Believe me, he did it himself, and I saw it with my own eyes. And he will put that engine back with a block and tackle without help. When that thing is in, you look for Richard, you can't find it. Richard is sleeping under the car on his creepy crawly, out for the count. After a good couple of Mattel VOs. That was, those days it was Mattel VO. And he wasn't afraid to say to people, he'd drink and go sleep underneath the car. There was a time when I bought a house in Shellcross and I needed a bucky. I didn't have one. But I had a panel van, a Corolla panel van. And Richard told me, Dan, don't worry, I'll get you a bucky. He chopped that panel van and he made it into a bucky. Welded it, everything, and it made that bucky work for me. And I had it for like 2 years, shifting sand from the house that I bought, and we had to dump it in the dump in Shellcross. That's the kind of person Richard was. And then from there he went to competition motors. He started work in competition motors as a normal worker. And there his boss found out that this guy's got talent and sent him to Secunda on an apprenticeship to become an automotive engineer. He passed there with flying colors and he became a tradesman. He passed his trade test. On the way coming back, on his last trip with all his friends, well, being a youngster, they were nice and on, and he smashed his Corolla. And then we got that message, and he was still courting Rita at that time, that's his wife. And then Chris and myself, my brother-in-law, got the news and they told us that he's in hospital and his spine is buggered. And my mother started crying. So I had to go in the same instant, like 8 o'clock in the night, take Rita and Krish and go pick Richard, go to see Richard. He was in Freda, in the hospital. We go there, we see Richard, and I expected to see somebody crippled because they told us that his spine is buggered. There he's walking about and he wants to come home. First thing he wants to know is where's the brandy? He loved that Corolla so that all of you guys were outside, if you saw the green Corolla there, that was the type of Corolla that he had. He sold it to somebody and that person came now to view Richard. And I think the Corolla is gone now, it's a green one. He had one like that and he smashed it. We went to Poma 5 o'clock because he found one there. Corolla at 5 o'clock in the morning. Krish was my brother-in-law, was also with me, and some of our rode it home and he used it for a couple of years. From there, remember he's a qualified engineer. Richard was so meticulous and so good in his job that he used to demand from his boss, that time was his boss, they used to get paid hourly. A couple of months later, then, I'm making these people rich. I think I need to go and open my own workshop. Every time Richard wanted to do something, he used to talk to me. He and I had a lot of history together. He was my confidant. We used to lie to our wives when we were going out anywhere. He'll cover for me and I'll cover for him. That's the kind of brother. He wasn't my brother. He was my friend. He was my best friend. If I have a problem, there was a time when I was in Johannesburg. I lived there for 2 years. And I had a house in Durban. And my tenant was having a problem. And the tenant will phone me and say, Dan, this is wrong. All I had to do was phone Richard. Richard, please just check what's wrong there. And Richard will go and sort it out for me. That's the kind of relationship we had. Richard used to love dancing. When he was courting Rita, we used to go to Island Hotel. It became a norm for Richard every Christmas that he must take his wife and go and spend, or even New Year. If he misses Christmas, he'll take New Year. They must go and see the New Year through in one of the hotels. That was Richard. The best thing about my brother, for me, is I've done 21 comrades marathons. My brother was my backbone behind that. He will take me, leave me at the race, and then he will pick my wife and my children. They were all small. I had a Cressida station wagon. He will then, at 4 o'clock, bring them and come and wait for me at the stadium, with either Maritzburg or Durban. And then he will then bring us home. I could rely on him for anything. We went on a road trip together in 2015, just before he can go for a triple bypass. And we were shocked that he had that bypass because Richard was built like an ox. He was so strong that he was scared of nobody. So we went on the trip to Port Elizabeth to visit my big brother Cass, who's here today, who's also not too well. And he had the time of his life. He came back home, and a couple of months later, he had to go for that bypass. He then bought a workshop in Silver Glen, and Richard saved his money, and he asked me he's going to buy this workshop. He was fed up of working for other people, making them rich. At Sunset Metals, he opened a workshop, and he ran that for about 5 years. And then after that, he opened a workshop presently where he is at the moment, in Fiesta Road. When he started that place, he called me and he told me, Dan, they're selling this building. So I asked him, Richard, how much is it? He gave me a figure. It was 1.2 million. I said, Richard, but that's a lot of money. That was like 15, 18 years ago. He said, no, Dan, I'll work and I'll pay it off. That is how he persevered. He bought that building, and within 3 years, he paid it off. It's now his own building, and he's given that building, the business to his son, to designate to run that business. He did so well in his business that Richard was so humble that annually he had a feeding scheme, and we all used to go to his house. He would cook mutton biryani, not chicken. He refused to feed the people with chicken biryani because Richard loved eating mutton. And he would cook a whole handa of biryani, and he would go to the SAP police station college and feed the people. We all used to go with him, and it was a day of outing for us. He used to do that annually. And he used to say, Dan, the more you give, the more you get back. And I promise you, the more he gave, the more he got back. And then it was a shock to me when he bought this house in Potchefstroom, Sea Park, a beautiful place. But he was not happy with it. He decided to renovate that place. He renovated that, tiling it, doing everything with his boys to the best that he can. Remember, he was a perfectionist. He used to do it himself. If the tiling was not right, he'll cut the tile. He even made his own tile cutter. And then when he got sick, or his latest problem with his lungs, then he told me, Dan, I think I got this thing from cutting tiles. The tile dust, I've been breathing those tile dust, and I think that's what's affected my lungs. But he fought that. He fought that for 2.5 years. The week before he could go to Sea Park where he passed on, I sat with him on a Friday and we spoke. And then he told me, Dan, I am not going to let this thing drop me down. And I said, Richard, I know it won't drop you down. You're a strong bugger. Unfortunately, he went to Potchefstroom, but he never came back. We got the news yesterday morning at 5:30 that Richard had a bride the night before for all his workers, and he was in a very jovial spirit. After the bride, he made them clean up. He was not happy if the yard was untidy. So he made his workers clean up the yard. And then he decided he would go and lie down. Little did we know, that was his last. When Rita got up yesterday morning, she realized that Richard is no more. He slept and he never got up. So, that tells us all the good deeds he's done. He's had a beautiful death. He had a beautiful death. I'm going to miss him because he was my confidant. He was my brother that I could go to. For whatever problems I had, Richard was there. But the first person I go to talk to is Richard. Not my wife, not my children, but Richard. My father used to say to us when we were young, whatever you do it to your best ability. You can't do anything more better than that. And Richard did it to the best of his ability. I'm going to leave you with what Mahatma Gandhi said. He said, I shall pass this way but once. Let me be good to my fellow kind, for I shall not pass this way again. Richard, you will not pass again. You've gone to see Amma and Daddy. And I know, with all your pains, my brother, you're in a better place. I wish you well. May your soul rest in peace. I love you, Richard. I love you.
Thank you, Uncle Dan, for those heartwarming words. I'm sure it touched a lot of us sitting here. We're now going to call Jennifer Paliam to say a few words.
Rita, Giselle, Desigan, my handsome Kimon and our darling baby, it is indeed a sad day I greet you today. But I read this tribute on behalf of my brother-in-law Ralph Paliam, who's in Kuwait, and he's penned these words down, and I read this to you on his behalf, and he's probably watching the live stream at the moment. Sanbanan, Vanakkam, Namaskar, Assalamu alaikum, and good afternoon. Richard did not give me the time to write a short message. Therefore, I write this long one. Richard is one person who understands my logic. Some bonds transcend the ordinary definition of love. Richard Paliam was not just my cousin. He was a brother in mischief, my partner in